All too often, it seems like when it comes to climate change talk, they want to throw it in the same basket as Earth changes altogether, and then they want to point the finger at us, we the people, and say that we are the ones to blame for all of this. Your carbon emissions, everything else that's going on. I want to look at some of the coastal cities here in this country that are projected to be underwater within the next 100 years. In some of these areas, low-lying areas, people may not realize where they're at. But when looking at the data going back to the 1800s and keeping with the same pace projected into the future, some of these cities are really no longer going to be there. And it's not just because of climate change and all these other things. Some areas are just dropping into the sea as others around the globe rise out of the sea. Some areas are prone to flooding, and we know that certain areas have been dropping for some time. Now, in this list of 30 cities that they talk about, there's literally just a handful of states that come up time and time again, starting with New Jersey. St. Simons, Georgia, on the list here. And as they start off, they give these projections of how much livable land will be underwater by the year 2060 and by the year 2100. You can see by 2100, more than half of this area is going to be underwater. New Jersey, again, this is Margate City. By 2060, half of it underwater. By 2100, it will be gone by their projections. South Carolina, another state. And obviously the Carolinas just got battered by the hurricanes that came through there. You can see Jersey on the list again. South Carolina, again. Some of the numbers here in some of these towns, not as bad as others. Jersey, hitting the list. South Carolina. Jersey. Florida, finally getting into the rankings here, and then they pop up more and more as we make our way down through here. But South Carolina, Texas. This is Wilmington Island region of Georgia. And this is interesting. The Middle Keys of Florida. By 2060, almost 70% of this area is going to be underwater. Livable land that will be underwater by 2100 will be 98%. So the Middle Keys, some of these areas, are not going to be there in 100 years. Texas, some of these flatlands that you can see here. This city here in Jersey, similar to what they're calling for the Middle Keys. By 2100, it will no longer be around. It'll be underwater. St. Pete Beach, same thing. By 2060, half of it will be gone. 2100, all of it. Charleston Central, numbers not as bad, but you can see it's still going to take a hit. And we have this repeated theme. Florida, Texas, South Carolina, New Jersey being the biggest ones. Upper Keys, by 2060, 40% will be gone. By 2100, 77% will be gone. Carolinas again. Lower Keys, by 2060, 84% of the lower Keys will be gone. By 2100, 97.9%. It just goes to show that over time, things are going to change regardless. That this doesn't mean that it's because of your emissions and that it's melting Arctic ice and causing the waters to rise and that it's all your fault and that they should slap a carbon tax on you, as Al Gore and his goons would love to do, or any other thing that they could do. But some of these things are natural processes of this planet. It's just that simple. Some areas are sinking, some areas are rising. We've even seen whole islands rise and even disappear again into the ocean. So don't be so quick to jump on a bandwagon of climate change when you see certain things going down. And what I'm seeing globally is an orchestration in terms of weather manipulation where they're not helping to save anything. It seems like they're steering things. And we've seen this with cloud seeding right before hurricanes like Harvey in Texas. And we have factual proof of this. They did this. They're doing these things. If you missed the video that I put out, I have a video talking about all these stations across the United States and around the globe where they can hit the ionosphere with heaters. They have ionospheric heaters. And I've got one sitting right out there at the edge of Puerto Rico, right there in Hurricane Alley. And you wonder why these things get so intense when they come through there. Well, when you blast the eye with heat, this is what you get. You fuel it. They know this. It's basics. And with the technology they have these days, well, it's in my opinion they could be doing a whole lot more with it to help man. But these are things we're just going to have to keep track of over time. Many of us not going to be around 2100, not even in 2060. But for those that are, well, you may want to get a gander at some of these cities before they're completely inundated. Key West, by 2100, it'll be gone too. 2060, it'll be 60% underwater. So things to think about. Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'll leave a link below. Hoboken. Number 1 is Miami Beach, Florida. I'll leave links below. This has been Dabu7. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for more, and also tune into Underground World News Live Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern on Dabu77. I hope to see you guys there. Much love, y'all.